Okay, so I got a good one here. Dear Mattsons, how young is too young for my kids to have a boyfriend or girlfriend? What are the suggested guidelines to put in place to help them build healthy dating relationships? Sincerely, this topic scares me.
I don't blame you. This topic scares me too. Yeah. We've got teen girls right now, and it's definitely something that we talk about all the time. And so do you want me to start?
Take a step.
Okay. So really, we come from a posture of God's grace that he's going to guide you and you to guide your kids, knowing each of their wirings and their stories. I mean, who are we to say that we need to dictate, here's the right time to date or to have a boyfriend? There really isn't a lot of research that backs this up that we could say go according to that. But what we can say is that each kid is different, and it's really important to understand the why. Like, why are you going to have a boyfriend and girlfriend? It's normal to like each other. Crushes start kind of early, and you'll see differences in your kids. Some kids won't pay attention to the opposite sex at all. Right. Some of them will be from age 3, 4, 5, right? They're already noticing how Uncle John or that cousin's cute. I mean, they're noticing. So there's this idea of being able to talk to our kids all the time about the purpose, God's design. And really, he designed us to be married between a man and a woman and to be able to honor the differences. And part of having healthy relationships is knowing who you are. And so we get the opportunity in most of our younger years to get to know who we are. I'm going on and on. I'm sure you want to say something. So do you want to jump in?
Yeah. I mean, you use a great metaphor in our Courageous Girl stuff, which is like rock climbing, right? And it's about understanding what your kids need to be able to safely navigate some treacherous terrain. I mean, we wouldn't just tell them, good luck, see you at the summit, take a picture for us, right? In parenting, we get the privilege of being able to walk with them, right? On belay, it's not that we are hovering and controlling every piece, but we're trying to help them make decisions and choices and navigate in a way that there's some safety in that process. And each child is going to be different in that space based on their interests and their desires and as they grow.
So the rock climbing analogy is really helpful because you're thinking about when they're little, they're on the ground. We're working on getting helmet in place and getting their belay. And the belay is their relationship with God, their relationship with mom and dad, their relationship with mentors, with friends. That security that helps us as we start to climb up and start to have relationships. We got to be ready if a heartbreak comes to be able to move through that. I would just say if you're not ready for that, you need to be talking to your son or daughter and talk about why they're ready for it. And are they ready for that if they fall? What's going to happen if they fall? That's really the scariest part, right? Is too many heartbreaks can really make us jaded for what God's design is. We've got the sexual intimacy, the temptations there. We've got possibilities of not understanding how to regulate emotions. And it's really whoever you spend a lot of time with, you're going to end up liking and growing that love. And so the higher up you're going in dating, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships, the higher up you're going on that rock climbing. And we want to just make sure that there's a lot of support around that.
Yeah, and I'll just say this as a dad, it's like 2 daughters, like I told them I will pay them $1,000 each, cash money, if they don't have a boyfriend until college. And why? It's kind of funny, but it's like, a lot of you dads are like, dang straight he did that. I'm doing that too. But why? Because the neuroscience is clear. Actually, at 24 is when a female's brain is fully developed, and it's 26 for guys.
Sometimes
so
28.
Listen, I don't want my kids traversing the sheer cliffs of dating relationships too early when they're dealing with not fully developed brains. Let's just think about it from that perspective for a little bit. So I want to give them a better chance, and we joke about it, but I'd have that contract in my safe.
Yeah. And so really, a lot of times the question is why? Right. So let's just talk to, is it because everyone else is having a boyfriend, girlfriend?
That's a lot of pressure, a lot of peer pressure there.
Because I really like them. Well, how can you develop friendship? Part of, even if you look down the road for marriage counseling. So let's just talk about a lot of marriages. The relationship becomes all about the sexuality and pragmatics of life, right? And a lot of couples lose, how do I be friends, or who am I in our relationship? So we want to have time to develop that for our daughters and our sons to be able to figure out who are they and can they do relationship, emotional intimacy, communication, friendship, all these other parts of a relationship. And that is really a foundation of a long-lasting relationship. So we talk to our kids about that. We've been talking about that since they were little, and we do a lot of that in Courageous Girls and in helping in the counseling room. So again, always going to the why, no shame. If you're having a boyfriend, girlfriend, or in earlier ages, but just recognizing who's the belay and making sure those relationships are strong and there's lots of dialoguing going on.
Absolutely.